The weather is a bit erratic today. It's sunny, it's windy, it's also drizzling. But I figured I would just do a quick garden tour. We have enough light to do a tour. So I figured while it's still sunny before the rain actually gets to roll in, that we'll just go ahead and do a quick tour. So this is my 10 by 10 raised bed. I also have a 3 by 5 little greenhouse. This bed here, this is about a 2 by 8, I would estimate. And then here I just have a small like 4 by 4, a bed over there. So I'm currently inside my 10 by 10. Give a quick little overview, and I'll go ahead and start here. So this is the little gate to get inside. Here I interplanted some celery. That's these little guys here, along with some leeks. I believe these are American flag leeks. There's also a red acre cabbage. It was an extra, so I just popped it here because there was a spot. There's some very small tomato seedlings. Some of them got very badly damaged by the frost. Some of them are perfectly fine. We had a freak frost 2 or 3 days ago, and I lost a lot of my tomatoes, but I have plenty of sprouts in the greenhouse. There is also just some regular bunching green onions here. There's a bunch of bunching green onions. Also cilantro. These are actually volunteers that I transplanted in these cute little lines. And then some carrot seedlings. There's another carrot here. This was a transplant, but it looks like it's gonna be gorgeous. So a lot of my eggplant seedlings did not make it. Like this is one of them. So I'm just gonna check that in the compost. Some more cilantro. This is a cute little chamomile. This is a freaky looking red onion. Oh my gosh. Hummingbird ambush. Did you guys hear that? And then I also, my tomatillo verdes from last year, they self-seeded here. So I'm just gonna let those go. I'll probably transplant a few. I'm also gonna pull a lot of these little spinach plants because they're just getting eaten before I can even get anything from them. So it's virtually a waste of space. So I'd rather plant something that is not gonna have such a high pest load in these locations. This is a leek that I actually already cooked with. I just threw the butt in here and it's gonna grow me out another leek. Same with this one. This was also a kitchen scrap. These are green onion kitchen scraps. I just leave those there like permanently and cut them as I need them. And then these are some nice beets. They put on a lot of size. I love eating these leaves. They have beautiful, beautiful flavor. And then this, I can't figure out if it's a daikon or a turnip. There's also some white beets here, or yellow beets, I should say. And then this here is a carrot tub I planted from the kitchen. I just want it to go to seed so that we'll have plenty of carrots pop up for next year. These spinach plants over here are doing much better than those other ones that I just pulled. So I'm gonna actually probably harvest a lot of this spinach today. I also have some more tomato plants. I grow them up this cage. Some of them were very badly damaged by the frost, like this one here did not make it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab that out. That one looks like it might pull through. Some of our little victims so far, these are just gonna go into the compost. My big old pot of chamomile, self-seeded. There's chamomile all over the garden now. And these are the first blooms that it's put out. I cannot wait to start harvesting chamomile again. And then back in this corner, these are purple kohlrabis. They're about golf ball size now, so that's really, really great. There's 2 more little kohlrabis here. And then this is a purple acre cabbage. Again, there was just an empty spot, so I threw it there. This is a patch of radishes. This is a mix of black Spanish radishes, icicle radishes. This is a daikon radish. There's also just regular red radishes, watermelon radishes. I just threw a bunch of seeds here. We have plenty of cilantro in this area. This is all self-seeded as well. Most of my garden is volunteers. I just supplement with interplanting and transplanting. This is a spotted romaine, also self-seeded from last year. There's another little red acre. I planted them everywhere because I didn't know what spot in my yard was going to be best. There's also baby red potatoes that volunteered over here. It looks like a squash borer completely destroyed this little seedling, so there was a squash seed there. This tomato didn't make it either. Those guys look okay. And it looks like we also lost this guy here too. Planted too early. That was my bad. There's another chamomile. This is all little celery. I'm gonna come interplant something in here like radishes. Swiss chard. This is a volunteer radish. Looks like a watermelon radish. And then these are all carrots by transplant. This is the lettuce patch. These are all self-seeded from last year, but I transplanted them into very organized rows to avoid the powdery mildew problem I had last year. And then these are again self-seeded spotted romaines. Honestly, I don't know at this point what kind of lettuce is self-seeding in my garden. It's been about four years now. It's also crossbred with other lettuces, so it's pretty much unidentifiable at this point. There's one more red acre cabbage, and then this nice red frilly lettuce, another Swiss chard. There's some spinach. These ones are doing okay. They're not as bad as the ones I pulled, but not nearly as full as the ones that are performing well. And then there's 2 more cabbages here. A few leeks along this. I figured we would kind of just take advantage of this unusable vertical space. And then I have a kale there. This is a shishito pepper clipping. This is, these are Walla Walla onions. There's a few cilantros and also some tomatillo seedlings that popped up from last year. So I went ahead and did a quick harvest. This is the next morning after the last clip you guys just saw. So I went and I harvested some of the larger leaves of all my different brassicas and radishes, beets as well. Beet greens are so thick and luxurious. There's a lot of water and there's a lot of nutrients. And then there's also a few little baby Swiss chard leaves. These are daikon radish leaves. I have some red cabbage leaves, some broccoli leaves, some kale leaves, some cauliflower leaves, just anything that needed a trim. I also have an abundance of mustard greens just all over the yard and all types of pots and just thrown. Here's the other bed I didn't quite get to. So this is African blue basil. It's a little dormant right now. I need to cut it back a little more than it is. 2 random cauliflowers, some Walla Walla onions, dill, endive, another cauliflower, mustard greens, some different types of lettuce, another cauliflower, kale, chamomile, Some radishes, some tomatoes and lettuce. There's more mustard greens here. And then in this structure, there's mustard greens, there's little broccolis, there's broccolini, Swiss chard, and then a bunch of turnip and kale seedlings. I have them under the structure for some shade, and also to help kind of keep some moisture in the ground. This is a very dry area of the garden. As you can see, the drainage isn't so well. This is a very clay-rich soil, which is why it's so squidgy like that. So that's also why these beds used to come all the way to here, but I ended up shrinking them because this whole area just does not drain at all, and all the plants were just drowning to death. And then in this raised bed over here, oh well, here's my little grapefruit tree. She's finally budding out. There's some flower beds there. But this little bed, this was an overwintered tomato. I think the frost really got her. So I'm just gonna pull that because I have a ton of tomato seedlings. There's some cilantro, some volunteer little tomato seedlings, or mustard greens. So this bed is, I'm composting in this bed until it's full. That's gonna take a few seasons. I've already spent 1 season on this bed. I've added so much different organic matter into this bed, along with soil and logs underneath. But I'm pretty much just layering in here. There's some random potatoes growing. I'll dig those out, you know, when they're ready at the end of the season. This was a volunteer pot. I didn't plant anything in this pot. It just started growing. Some more mustard greens, some carrots, and some tomato seedlings, but the frost nabbed most of them. I think there's only one left there. And then I have my rain buckets. And these are some dormant pots of mint. And in here is just my seedlings for this season. Right in here, I'm having a bit of a fungus gnat problem, so I put some diatomaceous earth down, but there's lots of stuff in here.